With us now, California Democrat, Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren, member of the Judiciary Committee. She was just inside that room. Congresswoman, thanks for your time. Let's just start with next steps here. I mean, do you support opening an impeachment inquiry?
Well, I think that's kind of beside the point at this point. It wouldn't advance our effort to get the testimony that we're seeking one bit at all. So I think we need to proceed in an orderly and determined fashion. We need to get the documents that we've asked from the department. We need to get the testimony from Mr. McGahn. We're looking forward to Mr. Mueller. Once we get the evidence that we need, which we can't outsource evidence collection, we have to do that ourselves, then we'll be in a position to know what to do next.
There were, though, some, reportedly at least, some very different views expressed at some leadership meetings yesterday. According to NBCNews.com, the debate in both meetings on Monday highlighted deepening divides within your party as more members of the House Democratic Caucus seem to be leaning toward opening impeachment proceedings, and top leaders remain opposed. Given what happened today, are those voices calling for an impeachment inquiry? Are those voices growing louder?
Well, I wasn't at the two meetings you referenced, but in discussion with members of Congress, my colleagues, there are discussions of the strategy. But I think what some of the members, especially the newer members, were not focusing on in my discussion is that opening an inquiry does not advance the cause of getting the testimony. We still have to go to court. You still have to get an order. So it really is a diversion at this point for us to be talking about that. We need to focus on getting the testimony and evidence that we have a right to get, and then we'll see where we go next.
I mean, the administration seems to be fairly hell-bent on stonewalling your demands, congressional demands for testimony, documents. I mean, what effective actions can the House take that you haven't taken yet?
Well, we had a very good decision yesterday where the district court judge not only found in our favor, but found that the president's case was just preposterous and consequently did not order a stay of his order that the information be provided. I think that the claim that the president is making of complete immunity for anybody who works for him, complete immunity, they cannot appear before Congress. That's preposterous. That's ridiculous. There's no basis in law for that. Now, we're going to go to court. We're going to try and expedite these proceedings and get court orders. And when people violate the subpoena and then violate the court order that enforces that subpoena, they're in big trouble.
All of this focus on the president, impeachment, has it taken the steam out of any Democratic policy initiatives? Is it getting in the way of developing a platform for 2020?
I don't think so. For example, tomorrow morning in the Judiciary Committee, we're marking up the DREAM Act and the TPS legislation to preserve people who have been here for decades in a temporary status. That's an important piece of legislation. One of the first things we did was pass H.R. 1, the dramatic reform measure. We passed the Equality Act last week. So we're moving ahead with our proactive agenda. We passed a number of bills last week to make pharmaceuticals more affordable for the American people, and we've got other things ready to move forward to make health care less expensive for Americans. So we're moving on all of that while also doing the oversight that we need to do on the president's activities.
Congresswoman Lofgren, Congresswoman, thank you. Thanks for your time.